Good morning, buenos dias. So last night changed my life. And I was just so busy and excited, I forgot to do a room tour, so come check out our room here at the Fiesta Americana. It's cute. I like the location. Here is the king-sized bed. Pretty comfy, especially after a long night of party. And the luggage, we put our luggage here in front of the TV. We have a little cafetera here, so I made some coffee this morning, actually. And a little mini fridge. We did get 2 water bottles, but I do suggest buying your own water bottles, especially if you're gonna be here for a long time, to make sure you're staying hydrated and all that great stuff. And then I set up a little vanity here for myself when I was getting ready, but you can use this as a desk. Maybe you're working from home or need to do some editing or something like that. The views are decent, at least on this side of the hotel. The only reason I say that is because they're doing some construction there. But for the most part, you have a pretty good skyline view of Mexico City. There's also the bathroom, which is a little small. It's small for me because I'm so tall. And it's a little cramped in here, but it's a bathroom. We need a bathroom while we are on vacation. And we have closet space as well, a safe if you want to leave your money, your passport or something like that, and more closet space here as well. So great room for 2, maybe 3 people if you're trying to be on a budget. But yeah, that's a room. So after this, we are gonna go get breakfast. We are gonna go see el Museo de Antropología and then check out el Castillo de Chapultepec. Vamos! Right now we are going to breakfast and it looks like a pretty active Sunday. People are on their bike. I love to see it. It's so cute. All the families on their bikes or running. This is Mexico City.
As I was walking down the street, I realized that the city shuts down major parts of Reforma so that locals may ride their bikes, run, or walk this grand avenue. It felt like a lively Sunday, and I was happy to be a part of it as I made my way to breakfast. Since I was limited on time, I didn't want to travel too far for breakfast. Luckily, I found a spot called the Petit Roqfort that was walking distance from my hotel, and it took me 10 minutes to get there. I feel like Mexico City loves their brunch spots tucked away in alleys, displaying artwork and vendors selling their merchandise or clothing. These spaces then become their own vibe with its own sense of community and artistic expression. If you're looking for a quintessential Mexico City brunch spot, then I definitely recommend coming to the Petit Roqfort.
So I got a cold brew tonic. So it has cold brew and tonic water. I'm actually surprised. It's pretty good. It's a little more refreshing than your regular cold brew, and I feel like you can taste the cold brew a little bit more. So wish they had this more in the States. But for my food, I got enfrijoladas, which is pretty much a yummy, delicious, traditional Mexican breakfast. This is something that I would have growing up. My mom would make this all the time. I haven't had this in a while, so I'm excited. It's pretty much just beans, cheese, and tortilla, which is most Mexican dishes, but this is typical of breakfast. You have your aguacate, and you can put salsa. Really satisfying and yummy to start the day. So let's have a bite. And I like how the tortillas here are different colors. Oh, here we go. Okay. Ooh, and the sour cream. All right, here we go. That's what I wanted. But it's filled with cheese. Queso oaxaqueño, the best cheese. The frijoles are great. I'm happy I got this. And put a little bit of salsa. Kind of just dip that in your dish. And you just mix it up. That's the point of enfrijoladas. It's just all mixed up. It's supposed to be a little messy, but
After breakfast, I had tickets to el Museo Nacional de Antropología, and so I was waiting for my Uber outside, and I so happened to run into this cute little kitty. Look how cute this kitty was. I was missing my cats at home, but this kitty just made me miss them even more, but he was so cute. All the cats like to do that, so it was really cute seeing that before heading over to the museum.
We made it. Aquí estamos en el Museo de Antropología. After a yummy, delicious breakfast, we're going to check out some iconic Mexican art pieces. If you ever come to Mexico City, you should definitely check out el Museo de Antropología. It has a rich collection of Mexican culture and art. So if you want to learn more about the country's history, definitely come check this out. This is also really close to Chapultepec Park, which is the central park of Mexico City. So if you wanted to stroll in the park after the museum, that's also a great idea for a Sunday afternoon. It is free to the public only if you are a Mexican national. If you are a foreigner, you do have to pay $10, which is totally fine for us. But yeah, it's busy right now. Everyone's visiting the museum. So let's go inside and check it out. Vamos!
If it's your first time coming to Mexico City, I definitely recommend coming to el Museo Nacional de Antropología. The museum is one of the largest in the city, located next to Chapultepec Park with great architecture and design. The museum covers the histories, cultures, and civilizations of the indigenous people that lived in Mesoamerica. From the Aztecs to the Mayans, the museum is a reminder of the advanced technologies, engineering, and mathematics that indigenous people were able to achieve prior to Spanish colonization. The museum houses one of the most iconic relics from the Aztec Empire, La Piedra del Sol. This is also known as the Aztec calendar. Although there are replicas across the world, this is the original piece here in Mexico City. The museum also showcases ruins and tombs from the height of the Mayan civilization. If you're ever traveling to Quintana Roo or the Yucatan Peninsula, I highly recommend checking out these Mayan ruins in person. They're just so much more awe-inspiring and magical. After spending a few hours at el Museo Nacional de Antropología, I walked over to Chapultepec Park and found this cute bookstore to get some shade and relax for a little bit before heading over to el Castillo de Chapultepec.
Now we are heading to el Castillo de Chapultepec. Ahorita estamos en Chapultepec Park. It's pretty busy. There are a lot of vendors. Families are out. It's a little warm, I'm sweating. The museum got crowded right after we left, so I came at a good time. Hopefully the museum up at the castle, it's not too bad, but I'm excited. I haven't been in years, and there's some really great views of the city, a lot of history to learn. And then after that, we're hoping to get tacos. I want these really good tacos that a friend recommended. And then after that, we're gonna go to the hotel and change and rest for a little bit and then head over to dinner.
Sitting atop Chapultepec Hill, this iconic fortress is more than just a castle. It is a witness to Mexico's turbulent past. Built in the 1780s as a military academy and later a royal retreat, its stone walls would hold centuries of stories. During the Mexican-American War, the fortress became a symbol of resistance. Young cadets, also known as Los Niños Héroes, defended it bravely against invading forces, with one legend claiming that the last cadet leapt wrapped in a Mexican flag, and you can see this story depicted on a mural on the castle ceiling. However, after the war, the country was in debt. and Mexico's imperial area began not by choice but by foreign intervention. President Benito Juárez suspended foreign debt payments, prompting France, Britain, and Spain to invade in 1861. While others withdrew, Napoleon III of France saw an opportunity to expand his empire. In 1864, Archduke Maximilian of Austria and his wife Carlota of Belgium were installed as Emperor and Empress of Mexico, backed by French troops and Mexican conservatives. Maximilian modernized the castle with ornate gardens, grand staircases, and neoclassical additions. He commissioned today's Paseo de la Reforma to connect the castle to downtown Mexico City. But while the palace gleamed, resentment grew among the Mexican people. By 1866, Napoleon III had abandoned Maximilian and recalled French troops due to US pressure and rising costs. Empress Carlota traveled to Europe begging for help, but after being ignored by Napoleon and the Pope, she suffered a mental breakdown. Maximilian, refusing to flee, was captured by Mexican rebels. On June 19, 1867, Maximilian was executed by firing squad, marking the end of Mexico's Second Empire. Today, El Castillo de Chapultepec stands as a monument to Mexico's resilience, blending pre-Hispanic roots, colonial strife, and modern identity. And unlike the past, where the Castillo was only for the royal court, on Sundays it is now free and open to the public for all Mexican nationals. And for me, one of the perfect lunches in Mexico City are tacos. My friend recommended Taquería Orinoco, and I'm glad he did. This is a family-owned business that has roots in Monterrey. They specialize in 3 types of meats: trompo, which is al pastor, res, which is carne asada, and chicharrón, which is pork. Today I ordered dos de trompo, uno de res, a quesadilla, and a Diet Coke on the side. I have to say the tacos de res were my favorite. I usually like al pastor more, but I think the way that they cooked the beef in this taco was absolutely delicious. The salsa tray was also really great, and it was definitely hitting the spot after a long day of being in the heat and walking everywhere.
Wow, what a long day. It was so hot in the middle of the day. I was feeling gross and sweaty. I had a lot of fun, but I went back to the hotel, took a little nice nap, took a refreshing shower, and now I'm in Polanco, one of the more fancier neighborhoods here in Mexico City. I'm gonna eat at this Italian restaurant called Parole, and I heard it's really, really good. I have a little bit of time before my reservation, so I'm gonna walk the parks here. There's some vendors, maybe I'll get some souvenirs, but I'm glad that this evening is nice and cool, and I'm excited to end my last day here in Mexico City. Vamos!
Polanco is usually a neighborhood associated with luxury and wealth. However, this area was all ranch land in the 1920s, and it wasn't until the 1940s where the luxury boutiques and Michelin-star restaurants started coming about. Many consider Polanco to be a culinary capital, and as I was walking around before my reservation, I can definitely see why. There were plenty of restaurants to eat at, all smelling great and delicious. For tonight, I had a reservation at an Italian restaurant called Parole, and as soon as I walked in, I instantly loved the aesthetic of the restaurant. They had a variety of cocktails, but what caught my attention immediately was the tiramisu espresso martini. Each signature drink was about 280 pesos, which is about $15. For food, they had a variety of pasta and Italian dishes, all ranging from 300 to 1,000 pesos, which roughly converts to 25 to 55 US dollars. Before my meal, I was given 2 types of bread, one with a cheesy Asiago type of crunch to it, and the other one that was a little bit on the sweeter side. I believe there was some fruit in it, but I was served olive oil and this yummy tomato paste. It went really well together. For dinner, I ordered the lasagna, and I'm so glad I did. As soon as I saw my dish being set on the table, I could just smell how rich it was. The first bite of this dish was impeccable. Honestly, chef's kiss. I don't think I've ever had a lasagna taste this good. Every bite was a great balance of cheese, meat, and sauce, and if you ever come to Parole, I definitely recommend the lasagna. Even though I was really full from dinner, I wanted to make room for dessert because I've been craving these churros from El Moro. Although this was not the OG location, it was really great that they have various stands across the city. And luckily this one was a 5-minute walk from Parole.
I've been waiting for this. I am so excited. Dinner was amazing, but I've been craving these churros ever since I found out about them. They're called El Moro. They're a classic churro stand. They look delicious, a great dessert after a lovely dinner, and I've been waiting for this the whole trip, so I'm gonna take a bite. Let's see. So it comes with hot chocolate. You can dip it in there, but I'm gonna try it without it first. Yeah, this is what I want. Yeah, way better than any Disneyland churro you could ever have. I'm gonna dip it in the hot chocolate just to try that. They make it fresh, so you know you're getting fresh churros. They're not just staying out in the open. That's a good combo. They also have condensed milk, so if that's your preference, you can get that as well. They also have other menu items, like you can get a torta if you want one. But right now, I'm just enjoying this dessert before going back to the hotel. Provecho. Well, friends, I made it back to my hotel room. It feels so good to get in my PJs and get in bed. I had an amazing time this trip, and I hope you did too with me. Honestly, this trip me cambió la vida, honestly, because of the Lady Gaga concert. Like, it was so epic. If you have a chance to go to Mayhem Ball this year, I highly recommend. This was a pretty quick trip. I had an amazing time from el Museo de Antropología to el Castillo de Chapultepec, and just walking around and eating great and amazing food. I love the food in Mexico. The tacos were amazing, and also Parole, the Italian restaurant in Polanco, was so good. So if you ever have a chance while you're in Mexico City, definitely go check those places out. I'm gonna head to bed soon. My flight is like at 6 in the morning, so I need to go to bed and wake up early. And then I have work this week, so hopefully I'm not too tired, but I think I'll be okay. Also, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing to this video and this channel. It just really helps the channel grow. I want to go to new and different places with you all, and so by you all doing that and supporting, it's going to help me be able to do that more often. So thank you so much for joining me, and until the next trip, adios.